Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here on the channel. We got some new promo images ahead of episode 6 of The Ones Who Live, so let's take a look at them and talk about them. Yeah, so we got some new images. I didn't think we were going to get new images this week, maybe because it was finale week, but we did. Usually we get them on Tuesday, but we got them on Wednesday today. I will leave a link if you want to be able to go to the website where I get these images and take a look on your own, but yeah, so I just wanted to tell you that before we get into the images. And guys, I'm really starting to feel a lot of anxiety about Michonne and what could potentially happen in this final episode. I have some stuff I'm going to be making a video on either tonight, for today or tomorrow. But I don't know how you feel, but I just kind of feel like I just don't feel good about Michonne right now. So the first two images that we're going to take a look at, they're both Michonne. They seem to be kind of like one. They're taken at the same time. One's just maybe a little zoomed in a little bit more than the other. And to me, I mean, she's obviously in Jadis's red suit, red striped suit, and she's back at. I guess they're back at Summit here. I think she's probably going to be wearing this uniform through most of the episode, just to kind of blend in as she looks for the file that Jadis had, because that's her part of this mission that her and Rick are doing. So that's what we're seeing right here. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say about it. That's just what we're seeing. But what's kind of funny is that, Jadis never wore this outfit before. She always wore the black trench coat and, with the CRM symbols on the shoulder. So I wonder if they just did this so that Michonne would have a way to disguise herself for this part of the, this part of the episode, this part of the story. So then we have an image of Terry O'Quinn as Major General Beale, and I think he's probably given Rick the echelon briefing here, whatever that's going to be. I have no idea, but I do know that that's what would be next for Rick. Jada said as soon as he got back, I'm sure he has to answer some questions. Rick does, and it kind of explain where he's been. But yeah, so we are going to see Rick get the echelon briefing and find out exactly what it is, hopefully. So next we have this picture of Michonne, and the first thing I noticed right away was she has Major General Beale's beloved sword. What does that mean? Did Michonne just find this sword? I mean, we know she's an ace with the sword, but what does that mean for the story? Did she kill Major General Beale? I don't think so, but I guess it's possible. But if she does, and at this point in the story where he really hasn't done anything, he hasn't been very menacing, and we've had all this. All this time as a build up from the different, from like World Beyond and all of this show to build him up as a villain. And it would be kind of a letdown if he isn't. I guess if there is going to be a season 2 and she does kill Major General Beale, we could see maybe Thorne being the villain. I don't know. I really hope that, I want there to be more with Beale. I hope this isn't all with him, but if one has to go, I'd rather it be Beale than Michonne. So now we have an image of Rick, and he's at the gate. I assume this is the gate to the summit. I think this is probably going to be really, really early in the episode, maybe even like in the opening sequence, as Rick gets back, and he's going to try to sell that he's the only one that that he made it. He was the only survivor of the crash, so that they don't know that Michonne's even there. So next we have a series of images, and I'm pretty sure this is Rick getting the briefing. I think this will probably happen in the first half of the episode. I think we're probably going to get kind of like a slow first half, and then the action's going to ramp up. But Rick kind of looks like he's thinking really hard and maybe concerned right here. I'm not sure. And then like right here, I think he's probably like he can't believe the crap that's coming out of Bill's mouth. Like he just can't. Like maybe he's trying to hear Bill justify what they're doing or what the plan is, because we know that the CRM do some really vile things, and I think he's, this is Bill probably trying to justify the terrible things that they do, and Rick's just not buying it. So next we have a profile of Rick, and I think this is just still the same thing. He looks like he's been back to the base, he's cleaned up, and now he's receiving the briefing. And he's just listening really close to this. I can't wait to find out what this is. I've been trying to figure out what it could be. And I just really don't know. But I feel like it's going to be something so big that it's going to change everything we think about the world of The Walking Dead. it has to be so big because of the way it changed Thorne. Okay, guys, these next two images are the ones that I've been wanting to talk to you about the most. You know, it looks just like Rick. This is just him receiving the briefing, but look over his shoulder. You see a board, and it's kind of like when we saw the PPP exemption on the picture with Thorne, where she's walking in the room and looking out the window. And if you look over his shoulder, I could be wrong, but to me that looks like the bridge. And then the next picture you'll see just over, like behind Rick's head, that kind of looks like the Commonwealth. I'm going to do another video about that, but I think that's what that is. And if that's what that is, then that means that it doesn't even matter if they find the file, because they already know about it. And it would make sense because they've done flyovers. You know, I mean, like Jadis called, I mean, they got Rick from the river that had, you know, it wasn't far from Alexandria. So they had to have seen it from the air. You know, it only makes sense. So it makes sense that they would know about this, but, you know, we have to think about what could this mean for the story. So next we have this picture of Rick, and he's talking to Thorne. It looks like he's all cleaned up again. This is probably just before he goes in for the echelon briefing, because you can see he doesn't have his red stripes yet, so he hasn't been ranked up, or he hasn't been promoted. And maybe he's talking to Thorne about how he got back there, about surviving the helicopter crash, and she's telling him, you know, that you're getting ready, you know, giving him the whole, your eyes are getting ready to be opened, you know, Bill's getting ready to give you the echelon briefing, and then you'll know like all the stuff I know, and it, you know, things will make, you know, maybe more sense to you, and you know, you're just going to know everything. You know, I don't know that Rick trusts Thorne right now, so I don't think he would tell her about his plan or even ask for help at this point if she hasn't already seen them. You know, I theorized before that maybe Thorne would see Michonne and Rick in the woods, but I really don't know now. I don't know. You know, I have a lot of anxiety about this episode. I'm really nervous for Michonne, and I'm going to talk about that in another video, but, you know, I just don't know right now, and I hope Rick doesn't tell Thorne if she doesn't see, because I don't know that we can trust her. All right, so now we have this picture of Rick. He has already received the briefing, so this is going to be, you know, like maybe in the last, I don't know, 20 minutes of the episode, I would think. I don't know how long it's going to be. I've read that it was going to be just like a basic 47-minute episode, which to me doesn't make sense. You know, I would think if this is the final, it should be about 2 hours or something. I don't know. It just seems like the story is going by so fast. But anyway, so Rick is in his red stripes. You know, he has the red suit. And I wonder who he's talking to. I wonder if he's talking to Michonne or if he's talking to Thorne right here after he's received the briefing. We'll just have to wait and see. Okay, so now we have this picture of Rick, and he looks totally different. This Rick looks worried, and something, you know, and this worries me. It makes me think that maybe something has happened to Michonne. And, you know, notice like the background, it doesn't look anything like what we saw in the rest of the images. It doesn't look like the summit base. I mean, I guess this could be like his room at the summit base, but I kind of wonder if this is maybe like somewhere else, like maybe after Rick makes it home and Michonne is not with him. He's holding a radio, so I don't know who he could be talking to, but something about this kind of gives me, you know, like, was it Mercy where we see Rick at the beginning of it, where you can tell he's upset. We don't know that Carl has died yet, or that he's gonna die, and you know, it had us all thinking like, you know, he has the stained glass window behind behind him at the tree, and you know, everybody was thinking like, you know, what's going on, what's happened, what makes Rick look like this. Something about this image right here gives me those vibes. And you know, I mean, who could Rick have lost other than Michonne? Or maybe they got back to Alexandria and it's gone. I mean, I really feel like that's going to happen. For one thing, they're not going to see Alexandria because the set's destroyed, you know, but maybe there's going to be some way they're going to portray that for this episode. Maybe that's what it is, and we just don't see Michonne here. But to me, this just looks like Rick has taken a hit. He's had some major loss, and you know, either he's lost Michonne or he thinks he's lost RJ and Judith. You know, I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. And I saved this image for the last image because this right here just feels like so Rick Grimes right here. I mean, I know it's Rick, but this makes me think of whenever Negan was threatening to kill Carl and then take Rick's hands, and just the defiance that, you know, when Rick tells Negan, "You're already dead. You and your people, you know, you're dead. I promised I'd kill you," or something like that. You just don't know it. And I wonder if right now he's listening to Bill. Maybe Bill threatens his home. Maybe Bill already knows about Alexandria, because I do think that's Alexandria, and that's the Alexandria behind him in the picture. I think that's the bridge. And that's definitely the Commonwealth behind his head. But yeah, I think Bill is threatening him right here. Or some maybe he's not coming right out and saying it, but he's kind of hinting at it. I don't know. But Rick looks so defiant right here. Like he's already thinking how he's going to kill Bill, I think, right here. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know, do you think I'm way off on any of these images? What do you think is going on in these? Do any of these stand out to you? And do you think Michonne is safe? And guys, I will see you in the next video.